The soap opera rolls on in Oakland. Antonio Brown and Raiders GM Mike Mayock reportedly in a heated argument Wednesday afternoon where Brown threatened to punch Mayock in the face and teammates had to physically hold AB back. Reports now say the Raiders planning to suspend the star receiver, which could jeopardize his guaranteed $30 million contract. Brown not at the facility yesterday. He even unfollowed both the Raiders and Derek Carr on Instagram. Greg, he only signed May 10th. Are you surprised it unraveled this quickly?
You know what? I am, and this is just flat out nauseating. Like it is, as someone who has supported and tried to speak on behalf of Antonio Brown, having sat down with him, listened to his side of the story, and then you start to have some type of empathy, if you will. I can't anymore. I'm just, it's too selfish of him to do these things. Now, we talk about taking it because of the level of production that we've always seen and we've always gotten. Well, the Oakland Raiders are looking at it now, specifically Mike Mayock, like, I haven't seen that production here. I haven't even seen them on the football field. So no football act is outweighing this stuff, this off the field issues.
As he always says, production.
Production, yes, but there has been no, I can't even see what you've done in practice to make sure that this kind of outweighs it. It's not happening. And so when I look at that, I'm like, maybe it is time for them to cut bait. And I hate to say it because he's such a great talent, but when you're trying to establish a culture, and you have everyone in that locker room, including Derek Carr, who is your leader, looking at this man, getting away with these type of things, you can't have that. You can't move forward with somebody on your hip and say that we're on the same page. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you never know what they're gonna do. The Oakland Raiders don't know when Antonio Brown is gonna go left or when he's gonna go right. And that is a problem.
When he feels like it.
True.
I'm shocked. I'm not shocked that it's ending with this, how soon this happened, because when he first signed Skip, he ain't making it 2 years. He's not living out this contract because he's who he is. He's the same guy, and when he got money, he became more emboldened. And what he does not realize, or he does not care, is that the owners will use his situation and say, this is why we don't want to get y'all guaranteed money.
Yes.
They won't say anything about Tom Brady. They won't say nothing about J.J. Watt.
Nope.
They won't say nothing about Khalil Mack. They won't say anything about the guy.
He represents the majority now.
And that's what he does not get, Skip. And there's and Drew Rosenhaus, and I understand what Drew's doing. Skip, that's his job. He want to get 3% of $30 million. 3% of $30 million is more than 3% of nothing. Because he's about to get nothing.
Good.
So with that being said, there's two sides. No, there's not, Drew. The side is this. Antonio Brown did not show up to walkthrough. Skip, they flew to Winnipeg. And I believe, and I don't know, can't talk to anybody, Skip, but I believe they had walkthrough in the hotel. Probably. Antonio Brown said, nah, I'm good, I ain't going. They had
and he was probably up on the 5th floor. You know, like you just got to take the elevator down to the ballroom, right?
You got practice.
Yes, right?
Skip, yes. You got practice. We got practice. Now, he's been dealing with the helmet. They didn't excuse you. That's your issue. You resolve that with the arbitrator in the NFL as you practice.
Didn't every other player have to change helmets?
Yeah.
Thank you.
2 years. They gave everybody a 2-year notice. They let the old guy. Antonio Brown's one of the guys. So was Tom Brady. So was Aaron Rodgers. They told him, this will be your last year in that old helmet. Tom Brady says, I don't like it. Tom Brady said, I went to four Super Bowls in this helmet in the last 5 years. I love my helmet. Aaron Rodgers, I love this helmet. But you know what? To trying to be safe as we possibly can, we're moving away from that. Not him. Even though he had an endorsement deal already lined up, the guy was going to fly out there, do a specialty helmet for him. Custom fit, Skip Bayless. Nobody else got no custom fit helmet. Custom fit for you, Antonio, and we're going to give you an endorsement deal out of it. Nah, y'all want to make it about me. I told you. I told him. Greg, you and I were talking. I said, Greg, I told you. I know. Skip, I played 14 years. And about 11 of those years, I was a big leader. And the thing about being in a leadership position, Skip, you have to know. And I saw, even when players didn't think I was watching them. Not just at practice. meetings, in the locker room, when they're eating, and you just watch, you just observe. And so you gotta get a good indication of how someone is. When things are going good, when things are going bad, if he got problems at home, you kind of get a sense, you know, I told you.
Yep.
I know that guy. And when you gave him some money, the worst thing you can do to a person that's a jackleg to begin with, but I really want to say jack A, the worst thing you can do is give him money because you're going to make him a Clydesdale of being the jackass. Skip, he ain't changing. He ain't changing. Drew Rosenhaus, this is a lost cause, bro. And I understand, do your job. But if the Raiders are smart, they're going to suspend him and get out from under this avalanche of a contract. Because there's no way I'm going to be embedded with him for $15 million this year. Zero chance that happens.
So I want to point something out to our faithful viewers. Greg Jennings played receiver in the National Football League for a long time at a very high level. Shannon Sharpe is in the Hall of Fame. He played a receiving position, tight end, at an extremely high level. These two men are disgusted with everything they have seen and heard about Antonio Brown's recent behavior and misbehavior.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Yes.
You're nauseated by it. You're to the point you're ashamed that he is in your brotherhood. You know, like this is so wrong that it's you both get almost over emotional about how he is acting out on his second chance, a great second chance that he got with the Oakland Raiders. So here's my point. Here's my bottom line. Obviously, it's time for them to cut bait, because the shock to me is that I did not realize until I read Mike Florio today, they can cut bait at no charge, that he will get no money. Right now, if they cut and he is in default of his contractual obligations.
Yes.
He is in default. So they have every right to say goodbye, and they owe him zero. And Florio did point out, which I got to point out one more time, his $1 million bonus was tied to two workout bonuses of $500,000, $500,000 this year and next year. He failed to qualify already for the first $500,000 because he couldn't make 85% of the workouts where all you have to do is merely walk in the door.
Be present.
That's all you have to do is walk in the door. I don't even think you have to work out.
Yeah, they let you work out, Skip, but you run a couple of wind sprints and you lift a little weights and, you know, you keep
just be there.
It's more of a show-up bonus, right?
Yeah.
Just to show up. Okay, so it sounds like from all I read, that starting with Mike Mayock, because he threatened to punch him in the face, but starting with Mayock, then everybody else in the front office, all the way up to Mark Davis, the owner, they're all out. They say, cut bait because we don't owe him 1 cent. It sounds like the only guy on the fence is the head coach. But I think, from all I gather, the head coach has final say.
He does.
He's got 10 years at $100 million, $10 million a year.
Yes.
So will he be able to say, give up? Because John Gruden loves Antonio as a football player.
Yes.
He has raved about his practice energy, and he predicted on Hard Knocks, 84 will lead this league in energy. When it comes to practicing hard, when he shows up for practice and playing hard, he's top of the list, right?
But at the end of the day, Skip, we know who has final say. Because Coach Belichick has final say. No, Bob Kraft got final say.
Okay, well, you could be right. And maybe in the end, it's Mark Davis who's just going to say, you know what, I've just seen enough.
It saved me 30 minutes, Skip. John Gruden still has yet to coach Antonio Brown. He loved his passion and his work ethic when he didn't have to coach him. Now he sees what Mike Tomlin had to deal with for the last 7, 8 years. And he's like, what the? How?
And it was funny when Gruden was asked yesterday, how are you going to prepare without Antonio for Sunday? And he's like, well, I have been preparing the whole camp without him. I haven't had him yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Why have we been doing the last 4 months?
This is ridiculous, man.
Okay.
Greg, you know, we talk about it, Greg. You get all that money and you give it back. You know what we said in our community. How could he mess that up? What? How you get the bag and fumble it away? You worked all your life to get in this situation, and you fumble the bag.
No, you don't even fumble it.
You gave it back.
Throw it away.
Well, Rosenhaus describes it as salvageable. That's a tall order. If it is, he earns that 3%. Greg, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend. From one high-profile receiver to another, Odell Beckham Jr. may not have the Raiders GM Mike Mayock reportedly in a heated argument Wednesday afternoon where Brown threatened to punch Mayock in the face and teammates had to physically hold AB back. Reports now say the Raiders planning to suspend the star receiver, which could jeopardize his guaranteed $30 million